Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the update regarding Frenkie De Jong's operation to Manchester United. This has been a topic where many have been divided, right? This fan base that Barcelona does have, it has been divided because of this Frenkie operation. Many people are very upset that Frenkie might potentially be leaving because we wanted to see Frenkie De Jong prosper within FC Barcelona. But Barcelona is making a case where they're trying to say, sportingly, he does not fit. Financially, it could greatly benefit us. And so let's talk about it, right? Because there has been resistance coming from Manchester United, surprisingly. And it does say here, according to Rob Dawson, he has explained, and I quote, "United have told Barcelona during negotiations they're not willing to offer a very large fee for Frenkie De Jong. The Manchester side believes Barcelona are trying to hike the fee so that it'll help in the financial problems they are going through." And then he continues to say, Manchester United decided to accelerate talks with Barcelona after getting signals from De Jong, who is now open to a move. And look, one thing to get very clear, Frenkie De Jong is more keen on moving to Manchester United, but it is a matter of what do they have to offer for this player. Financially, I do think that it does not matter for Frenkie, because even Frenkie has said at Barcelona that he is willing to cut his salary just to continue at this club. Sportingly though, I do think that Frenkie De Jong is looking at it and saying, okay, what can I do at this club? Why would I be playing better at Manchester United compared to FC Barcelona? So it is so surprising to see how all of this has reversed, because before we were talking about how United want Frenkie De Jong no matter what. Frenkie was also saying that he does not want to move to a club like that, but now we're seeing the exact opposite. And what's so surprising about this whole thing, what's so ridiculous about this whole operation is just how United is acting within this phase of the operation. Because if there's one thing that we have to know about Manchester United is they like to overpay for players. You spent 95 million euros for Maguire, you spent 70 million euros for Bruno, you spent 93 million euros for Sancho, 44 million euros for Varane, 65 million euros for Fred, and this was within the past 3 years at this club. And you don't want to pay 100 million euros for someone like Frenkie De Jong? You want to pay 95 million for Maguire, but not 100 million euros for Frenkie? It just doesn't make any sense. You can just feel that United want to troll FC Barcelona. That's not going to be happening. This is a very different Barcelona. This Barcelona that we have right now, we're not going to be finessed within the transfer market. We have Laporta, we have Mateo Alemán, we do not have ex-president Bartomeu. So if I was Barcelona, I would say, okay, if you do not want to pay the 100 million euros, we're going to move on. We're going to maintain Frenkie De Jong and we're going to continue to work with this player. Because looking at the potential Frenkie does have, his talent, if you come to us and you want to ask for Frenkie, you either go big or you go back home, right? To go back to England. And if you guys want to find out what is the current stance of Frenkie De Jong and Barcelona when it comes to this operation, I'm going to be updating everybody here for those of you guys who are new here. And so when it comes to Barcelona, they have said, and according to Ferran Correas, that Barcelona wants 100 million euros for Frenkie De Jong, but they're also open to a club paying 80 million euros fixed plus the rest in variables. And then when it comes to Frenkie's stance, Ferran Correas continues to say, the player meanwhile is no longer close to the idea of leaving. He's already had a conversation with Ten Hag. And so this whole thing is just ridiculous, right? To the fact that United want to act in this way, what the heck does us trying to get bailed out from our financial problems have to do with you guys, right? Manchester United. Why are you so concerned about Barcelona's financial situation? Is either you want this player or you don't. Why are you trying to look at this bank account and say, oh, they just want to ask for 100 million euros because it's going to financially help them? We don't want to financially help this Barcelona club. It just doesn't make any sense. And we do have more reporters, more journalists backing this report, and it does say here that Manchester United do not want to be Barcelona's bailout from their financial situation. They're resistant to instantly pay what Barcelona is asking for. And so talks are going to continue. Man United is going to be asking for a different price. Barcelona will not budge, in my own opinion. And if you guys also do have any questions when it comes to if Frenkie De Jong does continue at Barcelona, what could we expect to see Barcelona do with this player? What happens if he does not move? And it does say here, according to Gabriel Sanz, Barcelona will also negotiate a salary reduction with Frenkie De Jong if he does stay. He will be one of the highest paid players in the squad following the contract agreed by the previous board. Frenkie De Jong's salary next season will be 19 million euros if he does continue. And let me tell you guys, this is a high wage. I have no idea what the previous board was thinking. Frenkie De Jong, right? If he does stay, I do believe that they will cut his salary in half and be around the range of 9 to 10 million euros. And even with that, he will be considered, like this report does say, as the highest paid player within the squad, right next to someone like Ansu Fati. So it just shows you that the previous board, they were just going everywhere with their salaries. They were trying to pour all this money towards our own players. And this is nothing bad, right? If you want to take care of our players very well financially, that's great, but don't go to the extent where it breaks the club financially. They had to be way more cautious than that, and now this is why Barcelona are paying the price. And so here's the last thing that I do want to say, and this is going to be the conclusion of this video, and I really hope that the saga does end in either of these two ways, because we are such in a gray area with Frenkie where we just do not know what we want to do with this player. We do need Joan Laporta to have a talk with Xavi Hernandez. We need a definitive answer coming from Xavi Hernandez, where Laporta does say, look, before I cut the salary of Frenkie De Jong, right, this is Laporta speaking to Xavi, and what I assume Laporta should be asking to Xavi, he should be asking, okay, before I cut the salary, how do you plan to use this player? And if Xavi does say, I'm going to be rotating Frenkie De Jong with Gavi and Pedri, he's going to be playing a lot of minutes in that interior role. I also found out a formula of Frenkie De Jong playing in the pivot position, then that would be great, right? Then I do think that Laporta will cut his salary in half and continue with this player, because this is very important. If Laporta does know that Xavi is going to greatly maximize Frenkie De Jong next season, his market value will continue to be stabilized at 100 million euros. Now, if Xavi does say, oh no, I'm not going to be relying on Frenkie De Jong, I'm going to be relying on Gavi and Pedri a lot, and also have Pablo Torre rotate within those two players, and also bring me Bernardo Silva, if he says things like that, if he says that he wants Bernardo Silva, or he does think that this is a better player that can fit within this squad, and use Pablo Torre as a rotator for Gavi and Pedri, then that is where I do believe Joan Laporta should say, okay, let's not bother cutting the salary of Frenkie De Jong, let's place him on the market and continue to find a buyer for this player. And so that is how I do hope Barcelona do handle this situation. If we do sell Frenkie De Jong, it's either we go big or we go home, right? We must bring in a reinforcement like Bernardo Silva, bring in the 100 million euros and move forward from there. Because the last thing that I do want to see is Joan Laporta cut the salary of Frenkie and say, okay, we are going to continue with this player, and then next season Frenkie De Jong does not get utilized, he does not get maximized, Xavi Hernandez just ignores this player, continues to bench him, uses him as a substitute, and his market value decreases even more. And then we go into the summer of 2023, and now his market value is going to be around 60 to 65 million euros, or maybe even less. That is the last thing I do want to see Barcelona do within this operation. And so let's handle this correctly. Let's see what does happen within the coming weeks. Let's hope that we do hear some huge news, some great news about Frenkie, and whatever does happen, I am going to be talking about it here in this YouTube channel. That is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona daily news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.